Hello, hello. Hope you're doing okay today, and let me know where you're watching from. Looks like we got one watcher from the UK, so welcome. It's early in the morning where I'm at, but that means I can mostly stream and not have too many interruptions. Elena, welcome. Welcome, everyone. We're gonna work on this contact form. I just happened to look around at Frontend Mentor and realize, hey, there's a project I haven't done recently. Or there's a project I hadn't seen, and so I'm like, oh, let's do this. Plus, I wanted to play around with ASTRO's actions, so I was like, why not just combine the two? So that's what we're doing today. From Mars, excellent. Comrade. Oh man, that sounds like a rough day. I will try to be so comforting. Portugal, welcome. Hi from Germany. Yeah, comrade, that does not sound like a very fun way to start your day. But glad you're able to join. California, that's extra early. Welcome, Christina. All right, well, we're going to get started here. Let me go ahead and just transition a few things over here. Let's see. All right, let me move stuff over. All right, welcome officially, and we'll start officially here. Here's the contact form, kind of brief. I don't really know what they're wanting us to do. I'm assuming just make a contact form and make people submit to stuff. Here's kind of what my plan is. From Thailand, welcome. My plan is to focus, we'll see how well this goes, but the first half or so on just getting it functional with the actions and all that kind of stuff, and then we might style it. I don't even know if I will, which means it's not really a Frontend Mentor challenge, but whatever. I want to focus on what I want to do, so that's what we're going to do. So with that said, let me go ahead and let's just go ahead and create, actually, yeah, let's do all this. Let's skip minimal, that works, and then let's call this thing Frontend Mentor contact form. That should work, okay. So you can skip a lot of the intro stuff if you want to for Astro just by doing these little flags. So I created a little workflow in Warp so I don't have to remember how to do it. But welcome from India. So that's what we're going to do. And let's see. I might use React because I'd probably use React for a form like this. I don't know. I'm not sure what I would do, but maybe we should keep it simple. And I don't know, we might use Tailwind. I'm not sure. Right now, I don't know that I really care. Maybe I'll use Tailwind just to set up the basic structure, and that way I don't have to generate everything kind of from scratch. I really want to set up like individual components for all the inputs and that kind of stuff too, but I think honestly I'll probably just write it in plain HTML to make it easy. But I know, comrade, you missed like 3 days and like the world changes, but welcome to development, I guess. But the important things usually don't change quickly, so it's okay to miss some of the other things. There'll be time. And if it's going to be that world changing, then you're going to be totally on top of it when you get back. All right, so let me jump into FEM contact form, and let's just go ahead and npm or npx astro add db for sure. Astro icon, I don't even know. I just always add that one. We probably need some kind of adapter, so I'll just, I guess, use Vercel. Like I said, maybe I'll end up using Tailwind. Do I need anything else here? I don't think so. So, hi from Indonesia. Welcome, Eris. Welcome to installing things with Chris. All right, yes, we'll be good there. Kind of a random song we got going on right now. I'm not sure what's going on, but I can just barely hear that. So I am excited. I was able to work on my course some more this last week, and I've kind of prepped the next several modules to hopefully be able to shoot quickly. Seeing as it's taken me a while to get this next one out, but I just don't want to shoot and then have Astro like update a bunch of stuff. So I'm like, I try to kind of wait until I'm ready to do a bunch and then kind of do those in bulk. So anyhow, npm run dev, I think we're good there, and I'm going to jump over here. So here's the contact form right here that we're playing around with. The design right over here. So anyway, I am excited about that. If you're interested more in that, look at learnastro.dev. And I meant to drop a coupon code in the description here, which I did not. It's Coffee Jazz House. Quite nice. Nice. Hey, Ben. Welcome. Yeah, that's right. Why would I not get DB? You know, got to use that. I meant to drop a coupon code. I will probably in the description afterwards. But if you're interested in that course, you can check it out at learnastro.dev. All right, enough said about that. Let's jump over to localhost. There we go. We got Astro in here. And again, I'm going to focus mostly on functionality right now. So we've obviously got a couple things to set up. And usually I'd set up like components for all these. But I'm going to try to be so disciplined, you're not even going to believe it. Let's come over here to components. Create this, and then let's just create a contact form.astro. All right, and I'm not sure exactly what we're going to get up here, but we'll do something. All right, now what I want to do is, let me open this up, and we're just going to grab these things kind of one at a time. Actually, let's grab this first. And I'm just using CleanShot-X that has an OCR capability, so I don't have to type things like a cave person. So, key static for CMS when the time comes. I think so, comrade. I don't know. I've been kind of holding off. But yeah, that's my plan right now. So. All right, we're getting close. And it looks like I'm supposed to show which ones are required, which is all of them. Okay, awesome. And then we have a submit button. Okay. So now that I know what I have, let's go ahead and jump over here. And again, I'm just going to do this hard-coded from form. Hard-coded, I think. What am I doing? All right, get out of here. We'll do like contact form. Even though I want to play around with React and like some of the new hooks, but I'm going to leave it alone. All right, so first of all, contact us. I'm guessing this is just like an H2 or something. And then we'll have an input. Let's see how it was structured. I don't super remember. I do have a tailwind on this, I think, right? So let's do... do I even need grid? I don't think so. Let's just wrap these like this. We'll do first name. And call this first name. And then my input. Do the same thing. All right, then let's go ahead and swap these down here. And I'll grab all these and change these to last. And if I remember right, these would be in some kind of flex container. No, I'm not styling this right now. Just a little quick thing. All right, let's get this up somewhere so we can actually see it when we save it. All right, here, contact form. Still doing from contact form. There we go. We got something up here. Where are we at? Maybe let's actually add grid just so they stack. I don't have to think about that. There's also a tailwind. Actually, let's just npm I tailwind something. Thought I had something like that in there. Let's check tailwind forms. That way I don't have to style the basics of these myself. There we go. Tailwind forms. I knew it was something like that. And then we do need to update our tailwind config, I think, as well. All right, npm run dev. Let's jump back over. And in the plugins here, let's require Tailwind CSS forms. Okay. Where are we at? There we go. We got some basic styling. That'll do. All right, email address. Let's just move this down this way. Update this here. And I'm just going to keep these named the same thing here. Email address, just slugified. Just to keep it simple here. Query type. I think this was like a some kind of that'll work. And then we got general inquiry and support request. So this would be a type of radio, I think, right? Or I guess we'd be selecting. What do you call those things? HTML select. Radio groups. I don't remember how to do this stuff. It's always the basic things, you know. Is MDM down? Well, for now, let's just, I know I'm going to need, this name should be the same, so we'll say query type. And then just total down. Wow. Is my whole internet down? That could make this stream awkward. I mean, it can't all be down because Google's working, so I don't know. Just not sure what's going on here. All right, well, hopefully you can still hear me, but let's go ahead and switch out. Isn't it like, what are my options here? Checkbox. I just forget how to do this. Range, submit, text, tell, weak. I guess it would be a, yeah, type of radio. And then I'd have a value here, I think, of general inquiry. I think that's how it goes. And we do the same thing here. Support request. Looks like they don't have styling for those by default. Huh. You can still hear it. Okay, thanks. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, no idea. Okay. So, I don't know. We'll get around to that later then, I guess. So here, let's do a grid. And I guess I should have copied this stuff down. Drop the message in here, and we'll call this a text area. All right, and this will be my message. Okay, I think that's right. Let's get rid of this. I don't need a value here. ID message. Maybe I need a label for each of these. I think that's what I need. Maybe. So let's have this be general inquiry. If I can spell. All right, come on. We'll switch this out here for support request. Okay, I think that's set and ready to go. Name should be the same. Yeah, query type should be the same, right? I forget how to do this stuff. And then I can just have labels for like general query. Does that kind of work? I think so. All right, so that's what we're going to do. We'll set this as a flex gap 1, something like that. Was it like 05? And then let's just swap these things over. I need a label for both, yeah. And then I can drop, let's see, this right here. And we'll do the same thing, where I copy this down. And we'll call this support request. Let's see, yeah. Let me copy this. That. And then we'll do the same thing here. Support request. All right, more or less, that should work. And I'm guessing query type was on top of that. So let's just do a paragraph that says query type. Okay. All right, we're getting close finally. Down this way. Let's copy this one more time, and we'll call this whatever that is. That'll be my label. And let's set this as a flex. Gap 0.5. Let's see, message. We're going to say like consent or something like that. Oh, not a text array. Input type of checkbox. All right. I think that is good. All right, finally, we're going to have a button. This will say submit. I mean, it should be a type of submit anyhow by default inside of a form, but let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so now we can submit all this stuff, and that should work. Let me grab, what's the matter with this thing? Oh, that was weird. Name, consent, I don't know. ID, consent, I don't know that we need ID on this, but okay, that should work on all those. Let me grab all my inputs here, and we'll do, make sure I got all those. We'll do required, and then for these, I guess I don't need those here. Checked as the default for general inquiry, and all the rest of these should be required now. I think that works. This should be email, type of email, just for a little bit of front end validation. I think all the rest of these are fine. We submit this. Okay, now it tells us to fill everything out. Okay, cool. Let me go ahead and also just set up some defaults so I don't have to keep typing these out the whole time. I think that might save us some time. So we're going to set the value here to Chris, and let's set the value here to Pennington, since that's my name. We'll do a value here to email@email.com. I can link you a nice video on how to make better checkboxes. I know, right? You'd be surprised how often I look up stuff and I'm like, didn't I do something like this that I liked? And then sometimes I look it up and I'm like, man, that was dumb. And other times I look it up and I was like, oh, that was kind of cool. So, you know, it just depends on the day, I guess. Value stuff. I guess you can't do value. Okay, well, I'll just put it in the middle then. Cool stuff. Also, comrade, I appreciate the fact that you feel behind on React and like ChatGPT, but you definitely didn't miss my video this week. So I respect that. We'll go checked. All right, cool. All right, so we got all this stuff. Now if we submit this, it should submit it all. Okay, cool. So now what I want to do is actually capture this using the ASTRO actions. Where are we at? Get out of here. So we've got, I already set this thing up to use server. Okay, yeah, cool. So now that we got that, where's my rendering modes? That's not what I want. Here we go. Okay, experimental actions. So I need to add ASTRO config. That's right. I got to add experimental and set this to actions true. Awesome, comrade. I'm here for you, man. So sorry though. This still doesn't sound like a fun week. All right. Let's see. I can just tell it. That's right. So it just passes along the form data. I literally did this just that one day. So a lot of this is just trying to remember. Why is this upset? Oh, it's just not saving forever for some reason. Prettier. What are you doing? Either way, let's come over here inside src, and I guess is it like actions and then like index.ts probably? Yeah, okay. Let's just copy this stuff out. And we're going to do like, we'll call this like support or contact, something like that. It is form. We've got all our same stuff in here. We'll figure out what to do here in a second. But for now, I guess we're going to redo all the stuff we just pasted. That's fine though. So let's say, you know what I should have done is change these things here to underscores so I don't have to wrap everything in. Let's do that. I guess I should be also copying these things where we go. So we got first name, we've got last name, email address. What else do we got? So this should just be the query type that I'm concerned with, I think. Query type. I think that makes sense. I'm trying to remember how that works. We've got the message and we've got consent. Okay, cool. So let's come over this way. I guess that's saved, so that's good. Now we're going to set all this up. So first name is z.string. And I don't know, we should probably have some kind of max on here, like 20 or something. Just so I don't like have somebody write a novel for their first name. I guess I could do some front side stuff there too, but let's see, message. First name must be 20 characters or less. All right, cool. Let's do the same thing here where I copy this down. And we should be able to just swap out first for last. So we'll do that. Let's see, last name, already did that. Email address. It already should validate the email, which is nice because I don't have to write that myself. Because who likes doing that? We've got query type. This should be one of two values, right? What are my two values? Support request. I feel like this isn't right. This should be support request _2. Yeah, okay, that's right. And this should be the same thing, general inquiry. Actions DB also work on AWS Amplify. So it's just a post request is all it's setting up for you, as far as I understand it. So it's just like an API endpoint, but it does a lot of the work for you. So you don't have to like validate with Zod and do all that stuff yourself. So general inquiry and support request. I don't know why this thing isn't copying anymore. There we go. So yeah, it's not like it's, in that sense, it's nothing special, but it is special because you don't have to set up all the validation yourself and do all that kind of stuff. So, but I could be wrong. Ben was here and he actually built the entire thing out. So we should ask Ben, but he may be gone. Ben, if you're here, let me know. Let's see, query type. Let's see, we got an enum. Let's see, how does this, it's like this, right? I think. And here we have general inquiry, or we're going to have support request. Oops. Well, that'll work. Message and consent. Okay, so I think that's right. Here we've got message. This is z.string. And I think that should work. We should probably set a max on that or something too, but consent z.boolean. Okay, I think that is all good. And we can just grab all those things here. First name, last name. What else we got? Email, query type, message, and consent, right? As I turn my head to look around the, the banner thing. All right, let's come over here. Success is true, that's fine. So we'll eventually call the database service here, but first of all, I guess I just want to make sure that I'm getting all those. So last name, email address, that should work. Okay. So I should hit this action instead. So now we got that set up. Now all I have to do is when I submit this form, I guess we could just do it directly here. That works. They're using get action props. Oh, interesting. Is this new, or did I just miss this before? You can call actions from any client component using the actions object. Add action props. What's going on here? Get out of here. It returns a hidden input attribute to tell Astro which Astro action should handle the request. Oh, okay, so they're just adding like a hidden thing? Oh, okay. That'll work. So sometimes what you could do is you can have like a pattern that people like a lot, like I've seen this a lot with Remix, is they will include a hidden input that just has like a, sometimes they'll call like the name action something or whatever. And then you can basically pick that off and then set the value to whatever you want it to be. So they'll call the name action and the value whatever the value is. And then whenever you submit a form, you basically just look for that type of hidden, you know, that or this name, and then you figure out which action you should run, and then that's the one you run. So it looks like they're doing that behind the scenes. That's kind of cool, if I'm understanding that correctly. Looks like Ben's gone, so we can do whatever we want now. Get action props. So yeah, maybe let's do that then. That's kind of cool. All right, so back over here, let's come back to the form. And oh yeah, it's using an on-submit, so because it's TSX, but same thing. I do want to have an extra input here though, where we're going to have get action props. No? Yeah? Let's just pull this in. Let's see, get action props, and then we have actions dot. It should give me, it's just contact. Not sure why it wasn't auto-completing for me, but it knows what we have, so cool. So now I can use that, I guess. That's kind of cool. All right, so let's just write a little vanilla JavaScript down here. And let's grab the form. I think we called it contact form, maybe. Say form.add event listener. We're going to listen for a submit. I guess I can say as HTML form element. It's event listener. Come on. We'll prevent the default to start with. And then, yeah, I guess we can basically do the same thing here. Let's just copy this in. Async. Because we're down here, we also need to pull in ASTRO actions here as well. And this is called a contact. And we pass the form data. So let's see what's going on. See if that worked. All right, let's open up the console here. And we submit it. Look at this. I'm going to not worry about this since I've got Console Ninja. Success true. And then on the server, which is over here, we've got the things we wanted to log out. Cool. All right, so, well, we're done. Almost. Just about. So let's go ahead. We've got some like error handling and stuff like that. I don't think I remember this input thing being something you could do before. Now in this case, I'm not sure I totally understand the value here. Like I guess if you have, because they were using a post directly on here, but then they also prevented the default. So maybe I'm just not understanding. Because I would think if you didn't prevent the default, you could post and then check that input. But I don't know. Who knows? Okay. Now we should probably add this to AstroDB at some point. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's grab first name, last name, email address. Now, here's one thing I'm not sure about. Is there a way to like which I feel like this should be a thing. No, that's not what I need. Yeah, let's open this up. I feel like there should be a way to like extract this and not have to write this twice, essentially. Like, I don't know. Handling errors. This is just the RFC, I think. I don't know. I feel like there should be some kind of way to extract that, but I don't know. I'm not sure where it's at. Let's come here to the config. And let's just forget everything I was trying to do for a second. What was I trying to do? Oh, yeah. Get the rest of these things. Oh, no. I just ruined everything I did. Let's just start over. All right, first name. Last name. Email address, query type. Let's see, message and consent. Now, because I'm getting validation here from my post request, I don't have to set up a bunch of stuff. I can just come over here and say const. We'll call this contact. Sure. Equals define table from AstroDB. And then I should be able to come in here and have columns where then I have all these set up, right? So this would be column.text. And I should probably have an ID here too, just something auto incrementing. So column.number and set the primary key to true. Bless myself, sorry. All right, down here. Let's copy this again. Last name. Email address, and that's all validated server side through that actions endpoint, so I don't have to set all that stuff up, which is really nice. Message, and then here got a consent. I don't know if this will change this to a Boolean. Probably not, so I'll probably have to do this myself, but because I think you usually just get like true or checked or something like that from the server. All right, contact. So we should be good to go there. Let's go ahead, perhaps. And on the index page, let's pull in contacts equals, what am I doing? Await db dot select from, and here we're going to choose the contact. So that should give us all these contacts, and then I should be able to just come in here. Maybe let's do some really basic styling here. Something like that. All right, we'll do min. I forget what the tailwind class is here. Screen, maybe? There we go. Okay, so we got that. Let's come over the top of this and let's create a little maybe component here. Let's just call it like contact grid.astro. Contact grid. Where you at? We'll pass the data here as my contacts. Here, let's contact grid. 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 Okay, cool. So now I should be coming in here and I should get the data from astro.props. And here, basically for each of these data points, well, let's just first of all, like, sure, whatever. Flex wrap. And then we'll pass each of these to like a contact list.astro. And now my extension isn't working anymore, so let's reload the window. I just want to see them after I submit it so I can actually see that it's working, because that seems like the right thing to do. So we're going to come in here and grab the data here from Astro. Actually, I'll just spread it in, so we should be able to grab first name, last name, message, query, type. I've only done this 10 times. Let's see. Consent. I think that's everything. From ASTRO props. All right, so then what we're going to do. Oh, no, I should just do this as data, and then I can just loop through it. For each of these items, we're just going to put them inside of an li that says data. Oops, the I, whatever that happens to be. I know, we're going to pass something in, don't you worry. We'll just forward this data along. Okay, cool. So, will this work? I don't know. Let's see. So I should submit this. And if I reload the page, nothing happens. Cool. Let's come back over here and make sure we're actually getting something. Oh, I never hooked up my action. Okay. So now we've got this. This should actually work. Let's come back to my action.index. There we go. And now we actually have to submit this somewhere. So, yeah, let's submit this to await db.insert. And here we're going to insert into the contact. And the values are going to just be my form data. So I don't really want to type all this out manually. So let's just have my data. I'll just have the data here. So it should insert all this and then say it's true. So let's try. Refresh, object, object. Cool. So something's happening. Data. Contact grid for each data point. Let's see what we're getting in here. Okay, so for each of these, I'm looping through and passing them. Aha. So data.map. For each data point, we're going to then pass it to contact list, where we pass the data here as D. Is that right? This should be an array. Why is this not a function? Oh. Let's just do this. Equals data 0. That should work. And then here I can just say items. What am I getting in here? Oh, okay. So let's turn this, that's right. So let's turn this into object from entries. Does that work? No? Yeah. This is just, what was it again? I don't even remember now. Is the whole thing just an object? Oh, it is. Okay. Yeah, so let's just items equals object dot entries, not from entries. The data. There we go. And now what I want, so this should give me an array, right? This nested array. Yeah, with each of these things. So what we're going to do is extract out of here the label and then the value. And we'll have the label here, followed by the value. Look at that. We did stuff. And it's even kind of cool. So all this is type safe back-end logic. All right, so let's walk through that since it actually kind of worked. And I don't like this red squiggly, so let's just type it as any. That'll be helpful. Okay. So we've actually got like verified data here. So let's come over to our contact form. What we're doing is, which I guess, oh, I did need the actions here for that, but so what we're doing here is we've got just this basic form here, which we should probably get rid of a lot of these values so I can actually type something different. Otherwise, it's just going to be the same thing every time. I'll leave the email there so I don't have to type that. And Let's see, that's fine. Message, we'll do something cooler than that. And this, we can or cannot have it checked. Okay, either way, we've got a basic form. Once we submit it, we prevent the default. We simply grab the form as new form data. This is just JavaScript, just normal JavaScript. And then we're passing this on to the ASTRO actions. Now, what I want to do is handle any errors that might happen to come our way. So let's have like a really long name or something like that. And I want to console log the result here. So let's do something here. I think we were supposed to have 20 characters or less. Probably on both of those. I probably should make the last name longer, but whatever. Let's switch that around and leave that to not being that. Submit this. Let's see. This should not be required. Now I got to retype everything. Cave animal. All right. Something here. Message, and we submit. Okay, so now I'm actually getting, and this is something Ben actually tweeted about yesterday. He's now includes all the errors in the normal error message. So you can see you've got a path, the message, all this kind of stuff, which is kind of cool. There is a way you can get like even a nicer thing. If you're using forms themselves, there's actually a form handler for wherever this is at. Here we go. Is input error. Yeah, right here. So you can check if it is an input error. And if it is, you can actually get some helpful stuff off the back of this. So notice here, if you wrap your whole thing in safe, it gives you the error back immediately. So that's the first thing we'll do here. So let's come over here to the result. Oops. And rather than just passing it directly to the contact, let's follow the same pattern where we do blog.content.safe, which I'm not sure like when you wouldn't want that. So maybe I'm just not understanding, but or we can get an error or the data. The data is just going to be whatever we decide to pass back, which over here was just success true. And the error will be if it doesn't get to this point, if there's any errors, it will fire that for us automatically. So let's come back over here. And what we can do is just do a little check off the error. What we can do is say if data, then let's just alert data. I think that'll work. Yeah. And then we'll say if error, and then let's also check if is input error, which is something we get from ASTRO actions right here. And we're going to pass the error here. What this will do is essentially break this down for us into a little object, which is really nice, where you can, oh, it looks like they've got, oh, this is just state. Because they're using preact. Okay, that's fine. As if they need my permission. So we've got like a text area, I'm guessing. They can show the body error. Yeah, it's all free. Yep. Like ASTRO actions, or like watching my live stream, or something else entirely. I'm happy to talk about any free things that we want to talk about. But what you can do is you get back this error fields, right? So let's go ahead and just console.error, the error.fields. All right, so let's run this again. Something here. You got to have a message. Sure, I consent. Okay, so now I get this error fields down here where I actually get an array of all the items that are breaking according to the validation I set up over here. So all this validation by Zod, like I don't have to like this is all pre-hitting my my database, and this all happens when I submit the form. Now the form takes it and it just adds it to my database, and I know that these are the right values now because Zod has validated them server side. And this is all just, again, using a post endpoint that it generates for you. And you can see it's a post endpoint right here, right? This post endpoint, it's telling you it's at _actions/connect and that, or contact. And that's because I've created it right here. So I don't know. I love this pattern. This is so much nicer than writing all my own logic. And usually you don't do a good job of it anyhow. And then it's like your data's bad and et cetera, et cetera. So now I've got this, you know, first name underscore whatever. So if we wanted to, what we could do is underneath all these, let's see, what we could do is have little sections here where we have like paragraph tags. Maybe we should do this. First name since we're using vanilla JavaScript here. Last name. So right now they're empty. What I could do is have like a min height on here if we always want to have them. So let's add a class min height of like, I don't know, 16. That's way too big because I forgot we're using Tailwind. 4, 8, 7, something like that. All right. So now what we can do, since we just have errors on that for now, is all I'll do. But like, even here, like I know we've had a type of an email, but that's not really validation. It's just front side like logic, hopefully, to not get messed up with that. But what we can do is take the error last name. Down here, what I can do is take error.fields.map over each of these. We got the field, right? Oh, this is an object. All right, we've got each of these fields. Okay, that'll work. So we've got two things. We've got the label, and then we've got the messages. And I'll say messages because it gives you an array of items back. So then what I could do is just simply take, what am I mapping over these? Let's for each of these is what we should be doing. Let's take the document.query selector, where we're going to select something dynamic here. So this would be error underscore and then whatever the label happens to be, right? So this should get us like error underscore first name, which is what we set up here as this little paragraph where we can drop in an error message specifically. Let's do that. What am I trying to do? Text content equals. Here, let's just help this thing out. As HTML paragraph element. Where we'll set this equal to the, I think I'm just going to do messages first. All right, let's try this. You know what we should do is change the text to red 500. All right, now let's try this. Something really long, last name, etc., etc. Consent for sure. First name is not a valid selector. Oh, can I not select it like that? What did I do wrong? Oh. Let's try it again. All right, something here. Look at that. First name must be 20 characters or less. That's kind of cool. So now it adds it directly in here. Now you might want to have some kind of like, I don't know, like set timeout or something like that. And there's obviously better patterns here too. Like, oh my, what'd I do? There's obviously better patterns here too, where maybe you'd want to just show on input too, or when they blur off of something, you'd also want to show an error. And that you would just do client side here. So you'd probably have some kind of client side logic that would look at the input and on input here. If they blur off of it, if they move off to the next one and they haven't fulfilled it, then you show the error message as well, like a normal error message. So yeah, anyhow, it's kind of cool. All right, let's see. Should we try to finish this whole thing? I don't know. Does anybody care to see this thing like styled? I know that was like kind of the challenge, but I got it functional, and that was really what I wanted to play around with today. So yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll do that for anybody who wants to see that. I don't know how crucial that is for everyone, but why not? Okay, let's do that. And let's see. We've got a couple colors. So I'm going to set up a Tailwind config. But for those of you who just came here for the functionality, hopefully that was interesting. I don't know. I like playing around with these things because I don't know, it takes a little bit of like using them several times to kind of run to some of the edges or what you should do with them or certain patterns you like. So I don't know, I kind of like that. I really like it. Where is the design? Let's see. README template style guide. Yeah, I know that was more interesting than just styling, but in case anybody came here and maybe you're like just starting development and you came for the styling, If you're still around, then go for it. Man, there's a lot of colors. Do I really feel like doing this? Not really. Carla, maybe I should. All right, Carla, 400 and 700. How long can this take, right? Let's just flash forward a little bit. Maybe there were error messages that I need to pay attention to. All right, let's see. I guess we're gonna call this. Let's do like muted. Get out of here. Light. I don't know. Muted dark. This is just white. I'm not gonna create a custom color for this. We'll do. Should we just override all the red? We'll do like custom red, custom green, custom white. I'm not sure where. Yeah, that should work. Okay. Let's do font family. This was Carla. So let's do that. Ooh. Don't remember how to do that. Font family. Naming these things. I know, right? Comrade, I feel like if you're sticking around, I'm going to stick around. You know what I'm saying? This guy's in the hospital or just got out. Let's come over here. That's right. This is an object. All right, and here I want Carla. Nope. Come on, Carla. Like that. I think that's right. The prettier doesn't like it though. What's the matter with this prettier? What did I mess up? Did I miss? There we go. Okay. So I think that's good. Let's come over to my index.astro. And right in here, we're going to have fonts, Carla, 400 and 700. Drop that in there, so that should be good to go. Look at that, Carla. You're home. Oh, 2 days. Awesome. Doctor recommended Astro Web Dev for recovery. Man, I got to switch docs. That sounds pretty good. Got that. Anything else I need to know in here? Not really. Okay, cool. So let's pull up the picture. And oh, there are error states. Look at that. Oh, I definitely don't want to do all this. I'm gonna just do the basic style. I got stuff to do today, you know, but that's still fun. I guess I don't even really need this method post because we're not doing it on the form. So I just opened the thing and then shut it down. What was that? Okay, let's split this. Actually, I'm gonna move it to this side and split this. All right, so first of all, let's set the background of everything. Class BG custom green, custom light. Tailwind. Custom white. Light, and now that I'm in underscoring everything, I guess we're doing that. Okay, so that'll work. Okay, let's shut that down. I think we're good there now. Let's set the form here. Class BG white. And then let's, I don't know, padding like 8, something like that. Or do padding 4, padding 8. Bigger, rounded, medium, large. Sure, that'll work. I'm guessing there's some kind of shadow in here. So let's do shadow small. It kind of looks like there is maybe. Sure. Yeah, that works. Okay. Other stuff I want to do. Let's do grid, gap, 8 or something. Way too big. 4. Sure. Contact us. Let's do class, text, large, font bold. To XL. Sure. Text. Can't quite tell what color that is. Custom. Let's see. Muted dark, I'm guessing. And maybe I should just do this on the whole thing. Because it looks like they're probably all that anyhow. Let's also get rid of these. And here we're going to say text custom red. Okay, I think that's good. Looks like they don't have any defaults in here. Or like, yeah, I think we're good there. So with this little star thing, I guess we could do a couple things, but I think you can just do like I could probably just do like an after pseudo element. I don't know. Let's just first of all style this with like rounded, small. Where are we at? Rounded, small. Oh yeah, it did round. Just not enough. Let's see, border, muted, dark maybe? This is like creepy music again. I think this happened in my last live stream. I feel so unsettled. It's Astro Friday, Dante. Welcome. We're catching we're just doing styling at this point, but we got this thing so functional you would not believe it. Let's see, message. Guess we got that too. Text area. That'll work. Okay. We should also probably grab all these. Say the focus, the outline is, I'm guessing it's like my green, custom green. This is just border. What's my styling here? All right, let's see what's going on. Focus state. Oh, it's a shadow. Okay, we can change that. Border, let's say shadow, custom green, maybe? No? What? All right, let's try it again. Focus. Outline transparent, ring color, shadow color. Oh, not shadow. Ring. There we go. Assuming that's even what it's supposed to look like. Okay, cool. All right. I don't know. That's mostly fine. Let's come down to the button. Where are we at down here? Class BG custom green. Let's see. Rounded, medium. Something like that. I don't think we're going to need a whole lot left and right, but I'll change that. Text white, it looks like. Cool. All right, let's look at other states I need. I guess I also should set this up too. This is normally my jam, and now I just don't want to do it anymore. That's what ASTRO ACTIONS has done to me. It's just so enjoyable. All right, so we got query type, I guess after all these, probably the easiest thing is just to set this up as a little flex container. Flex, item start, which I think is the default anyhow, but gap 1. And we're just going to have a span with this in it. And the class is text custom green. Man, I feel so good about that. All right, 0.5. And I don't think I even need this. Do I? No. All right, so let's do the same thing here for all these, I guess. And then we'll just drop this in here instead. What else do we got? Last name, first name. Dante catching up with Comrade in the chat. What a Friday. All right, inside here, we got message as well. Okay. Consent to being in the team. So I don't understand why this thing has a check next to it, because it can't be required, but, you know. Oh, I guess it is required. Yeah, because you have to consent. No wonder I had it required. Look at how smart we were earlier. Back when we were young. Okay. That'll work. This needs to be items center. All right. Gap. Maybe this should be a little bit more. It's a much bigger gap. Okay, there we go. Cool, cool, cool. Got that set. I don't know, anything else I need to do there? Well, let's eventually change hover states and stuff like that. Let's go to the inquiries. Right here, these inputs. What does this look like? Hover state. Okay. Success state. Oh, I have to send a toast and everything? What? Guess I was supposed to actually pay attention to that. All right. I should be able to just change these accent colors. So I guessed right on that. This button is supposed to turn dark. So let's do everything else first. Hover state. Even when you hover, this is supposed to change colors. Interesting. Okay. We can do that. So let's come to the input here. Label first name. We're going to say hover, border, green, custom green. It's definitely look thicker than what I have too. So maybe on top of that, I should also change the border to 2. Maybe. And we're probably supposed to use like a more muted color. Border, maybe it's just muted. Didn't I have like a muted something? Tail one. Muted light. Muted light. Let's do that. Okay, so let's grab all this. Get out of here. Oh, we're just really hitting all the genres this morning in this music. But if I hover, still seems too dark. What's going on here? So maybe I use custom light. Man, that's going to be way too light. I don't know. I don't care. This is good enough. Okay, so let's take this and do the same thing down here. Update the hover state there. Update the hover state here. I think we're good. So loosely, that's kind of what we got going on. Let's change the checkbox here. A class of accent, I think. Custom green. No, it's not accent. I just did a video on this thing. Accent color. Oh, what is that called? Input color. Input. Is that right? Input color. Tailwind. I forget what the class is supposed to be. Carrot. No? That doesn't seem right. Accent color. To be real, I feel like I just did that. Accent, yeah, I definitely just did that. Okay, so I was right. Maybe. Accent. Do I have to do like text something? No, it just should be just custom green. Huh. Also, this label is not pointing to it. Consent content. Well, that's why. Huh. Accent color is this. What am I doing wrong? So one of theirs also doesn't work. Is it checked? Or something I have to do that? I don't know, I could create my own checkbox again. But it looks like they're using the default one. I don't know. What am I doing wrong here? Input type checkbox. I don't know. Well, right now I'm not going to worry about it. All right, let's come back out of here. I'm just going to copy this directly in case something's going on that I'm not seeing. Nope, still the same. Okay, whatever. All right, let's do the general inquiry and support request next. So these should look the same. So I think what we're going to do is... I think we're going to hide this thing. Is that what I want to do? And then I got to do all my own stuff. Let's do a div. Border to... Let's copy a lot of the same stuff I already have right here. Like that. And let's put the label inside here, I guess. There we go. Let's add some padding to it. Sure. Okay. Then we'll add a little fake radio here. This thing will be... How do I want it to do this? We'll call this pure. We'll grab the group. So this pure class is essentially just like allows you to do sibling selectors. The group essentially allows you to do like children selectors here down below. So what we'll do is just say like when peer is checked, then we'll set like the background to red 500 or something. No, is that not right? Let's see, appear, checked, like this. Then we set like background, I don't know, blue 400. Okay, yeah, so that's all we want. So obviously we're gonna do other stuff here. So like for instance, we would set the, let's see, focus ring. Okay, so yeah, let's do this. So we'll say peer hover. Then we'll set the border custom green here, I think. We'll do the same thing. I can't see anything. I'm gonna zoom out a touch. Why is this not wrapping properly anyhow? All right, peer focus. We'll do a ring custom green. I think that should work. Actually, what we can do is just do ring custom no matter what. And here's where we're just going to set a ring to or something like that. So if I hover, it should give me that. Focus. Is that what happens here? Yeah, that looks about the same. Okay, cool. I think all the rest of that's fine. Let's just set this to relative. Let's do absolute. Or I guess we can just do opacity 0. And then if you click inside here, yeah, I mean, it's all the same thing, and you can still select the text then. Okay, cool. So last thing we need to do is have some kind of little focus state, or that little radio button. So let's set this up as flex container, and we had this as gap. Let's do more like gap 2 maybe. Items center, and then let's create a little fake radio button. So when the group is focused, can I do it down the chain like this? Tailwind, I forget. But we're gonna have a little radio here either way. So we're gonna have a size like 4 maybe, size 4, border 1. Custom light. Rounded full. Where's this thing at? Border 2. There we go. Okay. Border muted light. Let's change that. So maybe do it slightly bigger. Maybe not. Okay. And then inside here, we will have a little intersection. So let's say grid, place items center. And here we'll also have a div, size 3 maybe, background white to start with. And we can say when group. So pure focus, then I want to pure hover. Can I set like a focus state on this or something? How am I wanting to do this? I know I do it in CSS. That's sometimes you run into this with Tailwind. Like it's faster for demos, but honestly, like I just prefer writing my own CSS because it's stuff like this where you're like, how does Tailwind want to do this? I mean, thankfully it's essentially writing CSS just in your HTML, but yeah. Place item center, background white. Here I am right here. Let's change the background first of all, just so I can see that it's actually in the middle. Custom green. There we go. Maybe set this something like 2. Yeah. I know, right? It's more complicated than making the actions. So you can't make fun of CSS people, you know? All right. Well, I mean, I guess you can, but maybe you shouldn't. So let's see. I can get the focus state, the checked state here, right? So I can say, yeah, so let's check. We're going to say pure checked. Then I want to set group to checked. Can you do this? I don't know if you can. Because all I want to do is select the siblings here. Yeah, I don't know how to do this. I guess we could just say when the pure is checked. Can I just like hard code my own thing in here? At this point, I'm just writing a hard coded CSS. I mean, I guess. So I could take, I don't know exactly how to do this even though, because I have to have spaces. I think I can do those with underscores. This is way too complex. We could take the div and the direct div under that. And I mean, I'm just selecting it though. I don't know how I would do this in Tailwind, to tell you the truth. Well, maybe we're just going to call it good there then. Because I don't have the patience to finish this and I only have like 20 minutes. So I don't know. Hopefully this is helpful for somebody, but we at least got stuff kind of semi-styled. The first part of the video was really why I did this in the first place. So styling is always a journey, I know, right? I should have just done plain CSS and I've been fine, but... And I guess I could use, at its most simplest, I guess I could just use this in here instead. Like this. And get rid of all this stuff. So maybe I should just do that as a starting point. Get rid of this. And then when it's checked, it's checked. And then we've got other issues, but that should still be fine. It's better than what it was, so we're going to call that good. Does that sound like defeatism? Yeah. Yeah, it does. Okay, so let's come up here and do the same thing. And I'll just switch all these. General inquiry. Support request. There we go. And we will wrap both of these in a flex gap 2, 4, flex wrap. That'll work. And I guess the last thing I should do is grab these right here. Set the width to full. Or I gotta do those in the inputs, I guess. Gotta do this here, maybe. No? Row 1. That just shares the extra space. I don't know. It's not important. Okay. Good enough. There's some more focus states to worry about, but at least it's generally working. You can get sent to the team. Chris, something. Oh, man, look at this. Use my arrows since we've got these as actual inputs. I want something cool. All right, and then I consent. I guess this probably should not be on by default. Oh, yes. Console. Oh, I got rid of the text content. Whoops. So I'm guessing that's because, let's see, let's console log the error. I'm guessing I changed around the input names or something accidentally. Yeah, let's see. Query types. Okay, so options are general inquiry and support request. General inquiry support request received. General inquiry. Well, that's because spelling doesn't matter. Inquiry. Let's at least fix this. You know, whatever. General inquiry. All right, we'll try again just to make sure it's actually working. Oops. That'll work. By consent. What? What don't you like now? Oh, I did underscores. Okay. Now I feel like I'm just getting trolled by my own form. Let's try this again. Why did I name it that? And I don't know. Whatever. If this doesn't work, so help me. Okay, it says object. That means it works. Cool. All right. And that is a wrap. So hopefully that was semi-helpful. We really were here for the ASTRO actions. The general like loose styling we just did was kind of cherry on top. Kind of a nasty cherry at that, but hopefully you enjoyed that. Thanks for following along. I'll post this to GitHub if anyone's interested, but I don't know. I'm really impressed with ASTRO's progress and like the kinds of solutions they're solving for. And I think being like a content first network and letting like frameworks do extra stuff if you want to allows them to make these kind of decisions. So I don't know. I mean, obviously a lot of other frameworks have it too, but I just like the flexibility of it. And you can actually use like, you know, because it's just a post endpoint, they've actually gone to like to stuff like React and made sure that it works with their server actions and stuff. And I don't know, it's kind of cool. So anyhow, thanks for following along. I will catch you in the next one. Just a reminder, I'll try to remember to drop a coupon code in the description for this video if you want to get the my ASTRO course. I just released a last 10th module last night, and hopefully the other ones are quickly coming. So I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Happy coding.